Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of The Day with Biggie. Today's topic is going to be a little strange. First of all, today's topic is not going to be about religion because if anybody knows me, I'm not the most religious man in the world. I spent most of my life worshiping every Sunday at St. Mattress of Assisi. But I want to talk about coincidences and things that make me believe that there's something out there. Not necessarily out of a book that a man wrote, but there's something drives things. And I could talk all day about this, and I only got 9 minutes. So I'm going to go through two periods of my life, talk about a series of coincidences, which I don't believe. One coincidence, yeah, two maybe. After that, somebody's driving this train wreck. Okay? So we're going to go back to circa mid-1970s. Crazy time. It was pandalarium out there, folks. There was dogs and cats living together. Things were crazy, let me tell you. A lizard people. No, don't get me into that. So anyhow, during this time, I am steadily dating a girl and secretly seeing her sister on the side. Okay, now don't judge me. I didn't say I was, Mother Teresa here. I've done a lot of things I'm not totally proud of. But anyhow, and this is a crazy time. I mean, it's sex everywhere. No birth control. Nobody cared. Devil may care. Throw the candle to the wind. Let's go. So, I'm not bragging, but there was many times the girlfriend and I, running around doing nothing. There'd be sex 3-4 times a day. Well, not 3 times a day. And then I'd drop her off. Sister'd sneak out, meet her, and boom, more sex. And dude. All right, so I'm not bragging about that, but anyhow, this went on for 2.5 years. It ended badly, by the way. Cops, broken windows, things like that. Story for another time. But anyhow, so in all that time, nobody got pregnant. And I began to think through the whole thing that this was my problem, not theirs. So to speed this up a little bit, boom, I meet my wife. First time we sleep together, she gets pregnant. Imagine that. We have our oldest boy, wonderful, big blessing for us. But I'm not sure on this, but I'm pretty close. These two other girls, one went on to have 7 children, one went on to have 4 children. So it was just something decided that. I mean, that's too much randomtivity there to really be random. So fast forward to this whole incident. A series of things had to go exactly the way they went for me to be making this video today. And I'll start with, so, I'm having a problem. My left arm's just bugging me a little bit. I go get x-rays. They say, oh, it's probably rotator cuff. So I go home that night. My son decides to show up that night, just out of the blue. He'd show up 2-3 times a year to visit. He pops in that night. Hey, Pops, let's hang. So he's there the next morning when I wake up paralyzed. And he's the one that talks me in to go into the hospital that day. I wanted to wait another day. And they said if I'd waited 8 more hours, I'd have been dead. I never got there. So I get there, boom, boom, rush me to Rockford, and that's when they tell my boys I'm not going to make it. And they give me 24 to 48 hours, and less than 5% chance I'm going to make it. So they're there to do their thing. And though they tell me I'm crazy, and I didn't, I heard every bit of this. They said I was under, but I heard every bit of this. And that's when I made that decision. I just said, hey, hey, dude, whoever's up there, or whatever this is, give me one more chance. I know you've given me 50 friggin' chances, and I've used up all my 9 lives and everybody else's. But give me one more, and I'll do something good. I'll straighten my act up. I'll fly right, and I'll try to do some good with the time I got left. So that starts it. So boom, I started getting better. All of a sudden, my kids are there to say goodbye, and I'm hanging on. I'm doing a little better. Then whoever's up there, the power, must decide that I hadn't learned enough. So let's just seal the deal. So then, boom, I'm doing a lot worse. And I'm under the vent for 3 weeks, and I'm on the last day of having to be trached and go through all this stuff, and then boom, I pop out of it. On the last day, I pop out. So, boom, boom, boom. So now I go to a lower care facility, and now because I'm a pop bottle felon, as I've talked about before, no nursing homes would take me. So they sent me to the Knife and Gun Club, and the month I'm there, 2 things had to happen there. Number one, I had to somehow have the wherewithal on the day when they showed up to with the ambulance, I could come up with $1,500 to come home. And number two, that my son had to be in a place in his life that he could try and take care of me. So, I mean, so boom, he tried for a month, boom, boom, boom. And I should have been, and I would have died here in the house. But, so, I had to go back to the hospital. All right? And I'm in the hospital, and the nursing home who had looked at me and said no had changed hands, and the ladies happened to be in town. The lady comes over, talks to me, and boom, they accept me. And so I go to Goldwater, where I met the two angel ladies that saved, you know, that really saved my life. And so boom, 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 had to get through that. Then I think I got slammed with COVID again, and I think there was a reason behind that, to make me stronger while I was in there. These ladies worked with me every day, suited up and worked with me, and it just gave me more of a drive to do that, you know. So boom, I pull the miracle off. I get to come home. I'm doing great. I'm recovering. I'm doing routine every day, and work. And people who know me know that's not, I'm not one to really stick with something. And this is not me doing this. Something leads me every day to get up and do what I'm doing. And I'm hoping that through these videos I'm doing, whether it's singing a song, telling one of my Biggie stories, or showing how to do things to get by when you're rehabbing and stuff, that is the way I hope to give back. I hope if one person can pick something up out of that gibberish that I talk, and it helps them in any way, then I will have fulfilled my promise, you know, to do better. And so that, you know, that's what I hope. You know, my wife's been gone now almost 8 years. I don't know how in the world I outlived Deb. We were together 40 years. And that's another part of it. That was all part of this thing. Because I guarantee you, no other woman in the world would have put up with me for as many years as she did, and her being as sick as she was all those years. And I was there for her, you know, and it's just the way it was meant to be. So I'm going to continue to do these videos, and, you know, you may like some, you may not like some. Don't really give a shit, but that's okay. That's all a part of me too. So I'm going to continue to do it because I have been known to talk once or twice. Those that know me know, you know, and like I said, I've said this before, you will get a few slivers of truth out of my stories. As I say, some I change the name to protect the ignorant, but some I don't. So I hope everybody out there has a great Thursday. I know I will, and we're just going to keep on keeping on. All right, and as I always like to say, we're going to live the dream one nightmare at a time. You guys have a good day. Thanks.